Hey guys, it's me, Lucky Ducky, back for another video. It's our third video in our little series, and today the dungeon that we're going to be running over will be Pirate Island. In our last two videos, we ran over Desert Temple and we ran over Winter Outpost. Today we need to run over Pirate Island. Now Pirate Island is when stuff starts to get tricky. Now if you haven't learned Shift Lock in the last two dungeons, it's not too late to learn it. Sure, the dungeons do step it up a bit, it's definitely something that you need to learn for the future dungeons. Now, for the difficulties, there will only be two, and this will be like this for the rest of the game, which will be Insane at level 60 and Nightmare at level 65. To progress to the next dungeon, you'll need level 70. Now, let's go ahead and load up one of the dungeons. If we press create dungeon and create Pirate Island, let's go ahead and create a Nightmare Hardcore and create it and go ahead and press start. Now while we load up, let's take a look at the abilities, and these are the abilities that we'll take a look at. We don't need to worry about Skull Flames, this is unattainable and we don't need to worry about it. The Nightmare abilities that we'll mainly be focusing on, which are the meta abilities, will be for Warrior, Enchanted Spinning Blades, and Phantom Blades for being the mage one. Now Phantom Flames is basically a mage ability that increases damage to spell power and will take a multiplier of 29.2 or 3.65 per tick, which can be shot or used at level 66 and has a 10 second cooldown. Now for Enchanted Spinning Blades, this thing has a 21 tick of the damage player per swing, 1.70 times per tick. So which class is technically better? It is Mage. But if you want to go with Warrior here, it's okay. The difference is not that big, and it's still doable to be able with Warrior, unlike in the previous two dungeons where it was a lot harder. Now, guys, you might notice the minions are the same. They're the Pirate Savage and the Pirate Rifleman. They should be easy to dodge if you know how to move around. You can constantly shoot them with your attacks until you eliminate them. There'll be 3 sections of mobs in the very first room. Let me eliminate them real quickly, and then we can be able to move on to the next part. Now once we reach here, we'll reach the first boss, and yes, it's early, there's 3 bosses instead of 1, better be careful. The first attack will be a huge rifle attack, which can do a lot of damage. Second attack can be the bomb. If you do get hit by the rifle, you'll take 5,000 damage on a sniper difficulty. And on the bombs, let's take a look at the damage we'll take 4,000, or nearly 5,000 damage. Let's go ahead and eliminate the boss. Now, how do you eliminate it? You can just basically keep walking around, and if the bomb, make sure to stay out of range of the bomb. You should be fine. It's not difficult at all. It's the easiest boss of the 3. Now let's go ahead and go back down into the cave. Once we enter the cave, we should be able to easily deal with mobs. They're not that difficult. Remember, the rifleman, just keep a good distance and constantly keep attacking from a range. Now here, there's a side little area of mobs. Try to hit it from like far, and then you can maybe damage them a little before they start charging at you. I do one-shot them, but if you do damage them, they'll probably start coming at you. Now, there's 3 mobs in this hidden cave area, which I think is right before the second boss. The second boss is called Spider Queen, if I'm correct. It can be a difficult boss if you don't know how to handle it. But once you get the hang of it, you should be able to deal with it no problemo. If you see these white attacks, you should be careful and not land on them. And how do you avoid them? It's quite simple. All you need to go is on one of these holes. Now if you don't, this thing will deal around 4,000 damage per hit, which it does 5 times, which would be 20,000 health, my bad. Which is a lot of HP for this area, and it constantly spawns infected pirates. So what I recommend is to keep a good distance, like around here, and once it attacks, be attacking go up here and start attacking. As long as you don't get overwhelmed by the zombie pirates, you should be able to do it fine because that's all what the Spider Queen does. Now right here is a pretty nice looking ravine, but there isn't anything at the bottom here. So you'll be going up here. And you'll go ahead and grab these pirates over here. And let's go ahead and reach over here on the second, on the bridge mobs. There's only 3 groups of mobs left. Here on the rifles you dodge. Even if it doesn't appear in your range, these attacks will hit you anyways. And for these 3 pirates, I recommend you, once you walk the range, just walk to the side and start attacking. Once you finish attacking, you should be fine and you should be able to eliminate them. Now here we've reached the outside of the cave, which is the final area to the pirate. Now once you eliminate all these mobs, it should be pretty easy. Once you deal with that, you can go ahead and climb up the Demonotic Pirate Captain. Now you must be careful because as soon as it starts, there will be beams attacking you behind you, and you need to constantly be walking if you don't want to be hit through them. Its second attack will do a spinning attack, which stay away from it, and you should be good to go. And a third attack, it will teleport right behind you and do an attack. Now to avoid this, just make sure to not stop moving when he does it, and then you won't be able to reach it. If he hits you with the beam, he'll do nearly 6,000 damage, and if the teleport can reach you, it can deal even more. So you need to be careful for those. For example, if you hit in front of this one, attack, wait for it to hit, you'll deal nearly 8,000 damage. So that's pretty easy to avoid, and if it teleports, you mistakenly get hit by it, you'll also deal nearly 8,000 damage. You need to be careful for these. Now once you get the hang of the moving, you can just keep attacking until you eliminate it. Now while we go back to the lobby, now this is the first dungeon that has the split legendaries. Basically what it does is that it has a legendary for warrior, which is called the Soul Stealer Greatsword, and a major legendary where we have the Staff of the Gods. Now, there is a sort of collectible sets that are collected during these dungeons, and they're the following. They're like the Godly Warrior set, or the Godly Mage set, or the Godly Guardian set, which can be used, which are just like more powerful versions of it, but they're extremely rare to get. Don't be surprised if you don't get it, it's fine, it's not the end of the world. You should be able to deal with King's Castle easily. We go back here and we go ahead and grab the Angelic Staff we got. Now we are supposed to upgrade this on spell power. Not physical, and you can't even upgrade it on health. Now if you grab this Angelic Plate Armor, what type of armor this is? Well, if you look at the stats, it's obviously Mage Armor. And if you're not sure, you can always take a look at the wiki and take a look at which one it is. Right here, see? Angelic Plate set, which is in the Mage Armor sets. So if you're ever confused, feel free to check the wiki. So, when you get the mage items, you're supposed to upgrade them on the spell power, and you should be able to deal with it easily. Now, Pirate Island can also be done on, how's it called? It can be done on Wave Defense, and can only be done, say, in Nightmare difficulty. The bosses that will spawn randomly every 5 waves can be either of the 2 bosses. It can be first that pirate boss, which is the pirate captain, which I will show you right now. The pirate captain is this one. Right here, Captain Blackbeard, and the Spider Queen will not appear in Wave Defense. And the Demonic Pirate Captain, those will be the 2 ones. You should be able to deal with them easily. And that's about it. Spells that you should focus or ignore would be the following. Demonic Strike is okay, but if we go ahead and go to Winter Outpost, right here, and let's say what spells you have. Let's say you have Ground Slam, I would stay with Ground Slam. Same thing with like Piercing Rain or Firebomb with this one. But if you don't have like those spells, then go ahead with these ones. Pulse Fire is pretty okay for mage. You can use it if you want. It's alright, but it's a nightmare difficulty one for level 62, so it doesn't really matter. Universal Heal, you should definitely keep in hand on these whenever you get them. Guardian Call, just sell that. It's completely useless. It's not worth it, because if we take a look at Guardian Call, it basically gives you 1/3 of your max health, but at the cost of taunting. That is just not worth it. The thing does not last long enough, and it's not worth a valuable spell section. So do not use a Guardian Call. Don't use it. Just sell it. It's not worth it. It's not worth doing. And once you want to test your damage or how it is, you can test it in the Salesman, or you can test it in the Novice area. Once you start defeating the Novice bag, you can start going to the Advanced one. Basically, that's basically how you do Pirate Island. I hope this comes in use and how you do the dungeon exactly. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at level 70 in King's Castle. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lucky Ducky, and waddle out, my friends.